Released in 2021 and developed by independent studio Pixel Hive. It's time to take a look at Kaze and the Wild Masks. The synopsis of the game is that you take the role of the titular character and rescue her friend Hogo from the ravenous vegetables in the Crystals Islands. As previously stated, you play as the titular character. This is a platforming game which falls in the same veins as many 90s action platformers, for instance, Donkey Kong Country, Rayman. As the game implies, you can collect various masks so you can traverse through every stage in the game, and it becomes very helpful on that behalf. This mechanic does have some resemblance to Kid Chameleon regarding each ability from the masks you collect. The bosses are challenging and frantic, yet fun. Some of the bonus stages are also worthy. It is also worth noting you can collect the Kaze letters and fragments of the purple gems. From the character to the level designs, everything is gorgeous, everything is hand-drawn and beautifully crafted, and a game like this will show how vibrant it will be for years to come. A lot of the design cues take notice from Donkey Kong Country, and of course it also takes notice from Rayman. However, that is not a bad thing. Kaze and the Wild Mask is fast-paced and challenging, and it definitely has its charm despite it plays similarly to most other platformers of the 90s. If I were you, I would definitely pick this game up. Released in August 2024, here we have Insignia, All Guns Blazing, developed by Keelworks and published and distributed by Konami. In this game, you take the role of the pilot Ava, as she is assigned on a mission to defend Signy Prime from an alien onslaught. In this shoot 'em up, it plays as a vertical shoot 'em up, and you are ready to do some attacking. You are equipped with an array of weapons, and between missions you can upgrade them as long as you have enough currency points in order to do so. During missions, you would use the left analog stick for movement of your ship, while the right analog stick can be used for controlling your aim depending on the direction. Now, I personally have played many challenging shmups before. However, this one shows absolutely no mercy. and it will keep you constantly on your toes. If you play this on hard, be my guest. I can only think the best way to play through this game is if you play each stage on easy, especially when you have about a number of lives given. This game is extremely frantic. I love the highly detailed visuals for a next-gen game, and so far, it's great. If you're a shoot 'em up fan, and if you love something that can be for masochists, I suggest you get this game.
AS7 in transit. Impact in 12 seconds.
Based on the French animated TV series Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, it's time to take a look at Miraculous Rise of the Sphinx.
Too long! Now, give me your miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir, or else...
Or else what, Featherbrain? We'll have you de-akumatized for the... How many times does that make now? 2!
Don't ask me. I stopped counting a long time ago.
You'll pay for your insolence, both of you! That's the 68th time, and the last time I'm telling you! Roo! Roo!
In this video game tie-in, you take the role of the titular main characters, Ladybug and Cat Noir, and it's up to you to de-evilize Akumas that plague some of the citizens who are affected by Hawkmoth, who sets out a diabolical plan to put Paris under dark spells. While the game is very linear, to advance the plot, you would also play as Marinette and Adrian to discover and investigate. In single-player mode, during the missions, you can switch out between Ladybug and Cat Noir on the fly, especially for the puzzle-solving aspects that you will encounter. A lot of the aspects remind me of the TMNT console video game based on the 2007 film of the same name. Why? Because between fight sequences, it becomes a platforming and collectathon event. Do I find it boring? A little. However, I can tolerate it to some degree.
Woo! Woohoo!
Whee! Woohoo! Normally I'd say this is all... Snap out of it, Chloe! You're not thinking straight! You've been akumatized!
Except that I am akumatized willingly. Eventually, someone realized I had potential, see?
Hawkmoth can't be trusted in any way! If he granted you such power, it means he's playing you in a bigger game!
I don't care about his intentions. I just enjoy doing what I'm good at. Yeah!
I will say the PS2 style visuals leave a lot to be desired. Given the hardware, depending on what console you are playing it on, I do feel that the developers could do a lot more with this game visually. Again, just like the gameplay, I still find the visuals tolerable.
How long has it been, Natalie? For years we have left no stone unturned on the entire planet, and still, no sign of the Ladybug or the Cat Miraculous.
I've gone over all the possible scenarios about their location, Gabriel, but none of them have proven effective. It would seem that these two specific Miraculous don't want to be found.
That sounds ridiculous, Natalie. But it stands to reason that none of our strategies have borne fruit. Not in the slightest.
Rest assured my motivation is intact, Gabriel. Still, I must admit I am really running out of options.
I can say I like this game a bit, but after traversing it, it's going to be left alone on the shelf, permanently retired. Granted, there is a new game plus mode, but it's not worth it. I understand this game is intended for kids because the TV series is also intended for audiences within that same age range, although I, as an adult, still watch cartoons anyway. If you want to check this out, go ahead, but in my humble opinion, this game belongs in the bargain bin, which by the way, I bought it at a local Walmart for only $5.
Where am I?
Found it!
Released sometime between 2020 and 2021, and developed by Swedish indie studio Easy Trigger Games, it is time to take a look at Hunt Down.
I heard as well. Such an unforeseen turn of events. However, all contracts must be honored.
The plot of this game is set in a dystopian future where crime and corruption have dominance by the Shimamoto Corporation. You take the role of 3 bounty hunters who decide to put an end to it. Rose Wolfmother also briefs them on their mission, but she is also caught in the act of the corruption as the plot advances.
And a rose is still a rose.
Wolfmother.
Downloading coordinates.
This game is a run-and-gun shooter, similar to others like Contra or Metal Slug. However, there are other standout aspects. One major aspect you will find is collecting suitcases in some stages called stashes, where the high score in that stage can be influenced. If you die in a stage, your final score tally can be affected, but if you traverse the stage without dying, you will also gain a high score. Upon dealing with an onslaught of enemies, you will be able to obtain a vast array of weapons, including primary throwing weapons for whatever bounty hunter you are playing as. Some of the weapons can also be picked up once enemies are dispatched. The bosses in this game are some of the toughest, and dispatching them can be challenging since you have to destroy their armor first before attacking them by full force.
I'm the number one.
The audio visuals are some of the very best I've seen and heard. I love the 16-bit style graphics, and it definitely has some nice visual appeal. These visuals will definitely look well as time goes on. If this was a game on a 16-bit consoles like the Super NES or the Sega Genesis, it would have great visual comparisons to Contra Hardcore. As for the soundtrack, holy Toledo Batman does it scream awesomeness.
Shoot! Goodness gracious, great balls of fire!
80s style synthwave tunes fit perfectly for the game, and listening to it even when not playing the game, it is very satisfying. I also love the one-liners and voice acting, which is a little cheesy at times, but it doesn't get boring or uninspiring. Overall, if I were you, I would definitely pick this game up. Real quick, let's take a look at Trip World DX. Originally released as a Game Boy title in 1992 by Sunsoft, but only in Japan and Europe. However, it was re-released for modern consoles in late 2023 and early 2024 by Limited Run. In Trip World, you play as Jacopo, who is a bunny-like being from the Shabuba race. Your mission is to find the stolen flower of peace. Jacopo has the ability to shapeshift and acquire abilities like flying, swimming, and of course, stunning enemies with seeds. This game mechanic is very similar to Kirby's copy ability. I love the graphics for a Game Boy game released in '92. However, in the limited run release, you can play this game in full color, as if it was released for the Game Boy Color. As for the music, it is expected to sound excellent given Sunsoft is known for music in their games. I suggest you get this game, however, it may not be easy to obtain a physical release, and you might have to resort to getting the game digitally on either platform. That will do it for this installment of Kid Thunder VG Reviews. I am Chuck Johnson, aka Kid Thunder. I am signing off. You take it easy and keep playing your video games.